Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Um, I want to talk a little about Justin Deen and Korra Obidi issues that have been going on for the past months. It's very sensitive, so I tried not to say anything about it. But since I've been following them each and every day, listening to them, listening to the lady, listening to the man, there are certain things that we need to learn from their relationship, their past marriage that didn't work. There are some mistakes that the man and the woman are still doing, but it seems the money that will come out from what they are doing, the game that they are trying to play, is more important to them than the future, what is going to happen, or than the consequences that they are going to face in the future. And I would like to say something small about it. If you have been, if you were raised by a single parent, you will understand where I'm coming from. If your parents have divorced before, you understand me. The consequence of a breakup marriage, how it is being affected by the kids. It seems they are not seeing this part, that what they are doing is going to affect the kids emotionally, mentally, physically. A lot is going to affect them, but they are not looking at that part. And the worst part is, and the third person that has come in, that is the sister-in-law of Justin Dean, or the sister of Korra Obidi, which is very bad. I was watching Korra's video this morning, and I saw her with a baby, the last born. And I think one of the followers asked her why she allowed the ex-husband to see the kids or to be with the baby. And she said the answer that she gave to the follower was very impressive. But there's something that she said about it, that the man was not supposed to be with the baby for too long. And the main answer that she gave to the follower was the man, or Justin Dean, has the right to see his kids because they are his kids and they are his kids too. I was very happy when she gave that answer to the follower. You see, when a marriage breakups occurs, we the parents, we think about ourselves first. If you are in an abusive marriage, it's different. You have to think about your life first, then you move from the marriage to have your peace of mind, and to help the kids to not to be affected. Now, I may not know what exactly caused the breakup of the marriage. Korra may be right, Korra may be wrong, Justin may be right, Justin may be wrong. The part that Justin helped the gestational period throughout her 9th month pregnancy journey was okay, but him leaving his home the 1 week after Korra put to bed wasn't a good idea. But I may not know what was pushing him. I am not in their home, but I may condemn that part because it is not easy. The emotional trauma that the lady was going through that particular moment. You see, if even if you have decided to leave your wife, you should have waited for some time, at least a year, help the baby, help keeping taking care of the baby, um allow the lady to heal before you leave the marriage, whatever the reason may be. But it has already happened. Yeah. But this part that the money gaining side that has been getting into their head, both the man and the woman, the money side has been getting into their head. Cora is thinking only about what she is going to gain. She's using her divorce issues to gain money, whilst Justin too is using this breakup issue to gain money. They are all being filled with money, money, money inside their head, which is not good. You see, Justin will come out to say a whole lot. Good morning, Facebook user. Good morning. Using your ex-wife to gain money on the internet is too bad. Saying a lot of things, bad things about your ex-wife, a woman or the woman that you've slept with, the woman that you had kids with, disgracing her in public all because of YouTube or Facebook money. It's too bad. This is not how marriage should be. You see, when you were paying the bride price of the lady, you paid it to a family. So if you think you want a breakup, I think it's not good for you to come out to say a whole lot of things about your ex-wife before you leave the marriage or after you've left the marriage, which is very bad. And you have an explanation to give the family of your ex-wife. You have to explain yourself to your ex-wife. Then they talk about it. For the sake of the case, if it is good to resolve the issue so that you come back together, they have to resolve the issue. But if you want to separate, then you separate. And Korra Obidi, from the beginning, she never came out. I was very excited when she kept quiet. She never came out to say a word about the ex-husband. So I was respecting that. I was seeing some kind of maturity in her for not saying anything, publishing anything concerning her marriage issue. Although she has already exposed everything about her marriage, everything about her home to the public. Even if there is a breakup, you are not the one that announced the breakup. It was your ex-husband that announced the breakup. It pains sometimes when he says something bad about you, which is not true. And if you don't answer, people may think it's true. But I think keeping quiet about it and allowing him to do what he wants to do, no, would have served as a justice for you. One day he will repent and come back into his senses and realize what he did was bad. So keeping quiet all this along, I saw maturity in her. But the few weeks ago, I saw her with her sister Nancy coming out to say a whole lot, telling on what happened, discussing. Nancy popping her nose into this breakup was very bad. Now, let's say something here. You may think Korra Obidi, you may think your sister loves you. Your sister is fighting for you. From the beginning, no, I have been following one or two videos of Nancy talking about your breakup with Justin Dean, breaking up with her ex brother-in-law. You see, saying a whole lot what happened, the bad side of Justin, each and every blessed day, talking about Justin Dean. Let me tell you something. You, your family, Justin, all of you, it seems you are looking for money, but you have forgotten the history that you are leaving behind for the kids. Nancy, you have your own family. You are married. You are married with kids. You are in your matrimonial home. Even if Justin has done something bad that you think is not good, this is not a time for you to use them as an scapegoat to gain money from the internet. People may think Nancy is fighting for Korra Obidi. Nancy is not fighting for her sister, but rather Nancy is taking an opportunity to gain from this issue. You see, it's not matured enough for you to be using the breakup of your sister and the ex-husband each and every blessed day, coming online discussing them. I can tell you, you are one of the problem behind this breakup. You see, when you say one, you explain yourself once, it's okay. But when you go on each and every blessed day, why don't you discuss about your own family on the internet? Why don't you discuss about your own husband on the internet to gain money? Nobody knew you until you came into the light or it came into the picture. You want to take advantage as how the other bloggers are taking advantage of it. Now, let me say something here. Say if separating is okay, but let us think about the kids, the consequences that is going to affect the kids. You see, you the followers that have been advising Korra Obidi not to allow Justin Dean, although Justin Dean has wronged Korra Obidi, but you advising her not to allow the man to see the kids, you are doing more harm than good, because you may think Korra Obidi alone can raise the kids. If it comes to money, maybe the money that she's gaining can take care of them physically, but emotionally, Korra Obidi alone can never take care of the kids emotionally. Neither Justin Den alone can take care of the kids emotionally. Have you noticed how happy June becomes whenever she sees her father? Because there is a link between the girl and the father that the father didn't think about it before leaving the house or leaving the marriage. But sometimes when something is going on, you think because of this, you are staying because of the kids to it affects. But they should have thought about all these things. Whatever the problem was, they should have been able to sit down and resolve it. Cora has her own bad side, whilst Justin also has his own bad side, both the bad side and the good side, as well as Korra Obidi also has the bad side and the good side. You see, so if you love yourself and you love your kids, you see, we learn from our mistakes. The more we stay together, the more we discover our bad side, or we discover certain things in the marriage, then the more we try to resolve them. You see, um this internet issues is going to, I may say it, this internet issue, this life and this blogging issue that people have been dragging their families into it, dragging their kids, dragging their husband, their wives into it. I will tell you one thing, say, if we don't take care, one day it is going to create a lot of confusion into our homes. There are some videos I've been seeing that sometimes you may see that the woman, I'm not talking about Korra Obidi here. There are other videos I've been seeing that I can see clearly that sometimes the men are not feeling comfortable making videos with their wives, exposing themselves in their wife's live video, but the women try to drag them into it, all because of the money that she will gain from it, as well as the men sometimes try to drag their wives into their videos, all because of the money that they will gain from it. If we don't take care, these Facebook issues, these Facebook lives that we have been dragging our families, all of our families into it, is going to destroy a lot of homes. We should be very careful. Money is not everything. Don't depend only on this Facebook money. Don't allow this Facebook money to enter into your head, forgetting your families behind. There are some people, they are always online 24 hours a day, forgetting their responsibilities as wives, forgetting their responsibilities as husbands. You see, if you are a good listener, or you are someone that have time, have patience to study certain things on online, you may get to know that there are some couples who are not happy, but they are forcing themselves to be happy in front of the camera, all because of money. Hwɛ awareɛ ɛba bɛto Facebook. No, Facebook bɛto awareɛ. Let me say it. Facebook came and met marriage. Before Facebook came, there was marriage existing. Let us not build our marriage on Facebook. You can't. You can't expose everything inside your house on Facebook. You can't expose everything, all because of money. You see, this money issues has been creating a lot of confusion, and is going to continue to create confusion each and every blessed day. Listen, those of you advising Korra Obidi not to allow Justin to see his kids, you are wrong. If you have been raised by a single mother or a single father, you understand where I am coming from, the emotional trauma involved in it. The kids, especially June, get sad without seeing the father. It affects her. Being in front of camera, insulting your ex-husband, insulting your ex-wife in front of your kids. No. Calling your ex-husband. The fact that sometimes, like last week, Korra Obidi was saying that Justin stole his money from the joint account that they created some time ago. Yeah. And Justin came out to apologize that it was a mistake. Okay. I don't know the motive behind how the money get out or left the account. Yeah. But Korra being in front of the camera, shouting, calling the father of her kids a thief in front of June was bad, was very bad. You see, there are some things you can resolve them without putting camera on you. Calling him a thief, he is always continue to be, he will continue to be the father of your kids. And when you call him a thief and you allow your followers to call your ex-husband a thief, your kids are going to grow up and these videos are going to be there. Your kids are going to grow and they are going to see it. Have you thought about it? Your kids are going to be in school one day and their mates are going to call them the daughter of a thief. The same as Justin Deen calling your wife that you've slept with a prostitute. Have you thought about it? that your kids are going to grow up, and this is going to affect your kids one day. You see, let's not try to be childish when we get into marriage. Marriage are meant for the matured mind. Marriage is meant for a grown-up people. If you are not matured, if you are not ready, to be matured in marriage, don't enter into it. We shouldn't allow our followers sometimes dictate for us what we should do in our homes sometimes. Please, ɛnyɛ easy say wo maame ne papa bɛgyae na maame nko a ɛbɛtetew. Ɛnyɛ easy. Sometimes I think, oh, me mama nko na tete me, but I'm okay. Yeah, you are okay, but you lie deep inside you. You know, you can feel the absence of your father. You can feel the absence of your mother. Mama me enka me ya even pokwa so bi a ne maame awu na ne maame afiri mu a ne papa nko na tete no. How do you feel? Obi a ne maame nko na tete na ne papa afiri mu. How did you feel since childhood? You can feel the absence of your father. Sometimes you wish your father were to be alive. You feel see your father is even alive. Sometimes you feel like your mother is alive. So that is the emotional part that I'm talking about. Mami, na me check adie bi a me de esi so. Then let me come back. Let me continue from there. Think about what I'm saying. When you come on it, you share it for me. Mommy 5 minutes is 1 minute to be me back this year. Anansu Kwachi, good morning. Anansu Kwachi, good morning. Obatan refrain ma. I remember do say Obatan refrain ma. It is not easy. I was raised by a single mother, right? My siblings were raised by a single. My sister was raised by a single father, and after now, no, I still I know how it feels when there is a divorce, but we don't think about this aspect. Sometimes, enya mo parents, ena mo ho kyere mo. So if you are a father, before you maltreat your wife, think about the kids. If you are a father, before you think about you start to maltreat your wife, think about the kids. If you are a father, before you try to do anything to hurt your wife, think about what your kids are going through, or what they are going to how or what is going to affect them. Let me say it in that way. If you are a mother, before you maltreat your husband in the presence of your kids, think about the kids, the psychological part that they are going to feel, the emotional trauma that you are going to put them to. When we get married and kids begins to come in, sometimes there are couples that when they get married, their first year that they are supposed to stay to know themselves well before they begin to have kids, they don't get it because at least, nka mo worry nka ɛwɔ sɛ munya time kakra bi, because during the courtship anaasɛ mpenatwie no mu no, you are not living in the same room, so you may think you know your partner, but you don't know him. The moment you come together, you live in the same roots, under one roof, there you begin to discover certain things about your partner. Until when kid begins to set in, you find say one every year, no, within 1 year, and so within 3 years, you are having 3 kids. That means, the load on you, is going to be triple. Because let's say you are working, the man is working, you're having 3 kids, 1 year intervals, right? Because I have a family member that is going through this kind of things here. And nkwadaa mmiɛnsa aba mu at that time no, wobɛhu sɛ ɔbaa no ne barima no nyinaa no, ɔmo ho hyehye ɔmo, right? They become confused sometimes. Even some ladies sometimes, they get depressed. So this kind of frustrations, then they don't try to say putting on the man. Then the more treatment begins. Into say one seeking for help, then it begins to affect the marriage. What you say? And Miss Ramo, moma yɛndwe nneɛma binom ho yie. Let us think about certain things. Sɛ woware na nkwalaa wonim sɛ ɔpɛ sɛ nkwalaa ba awareɛ no mu deɛ a, try to treat yourself. Both the man and the woman, try to treat yourself very well. Because the moment kids begin to set in, things are automatically going to change. The attitudes of both the parents are going to change, but you should be ready to face them together because of love. That is marriage. When breakups comes, we the kids that suffers. Yeah, you suffer. But before you try to prevent your ex-husband, the fact say be your ex-husband be untreat you, huh? 1 to 2 years, yeah, maybe emotional abuse, right? Maybe sikaisemu or you're stingy, all sort of behaviors, right? Nase nema ankasa no, his sena missing kano. Ne responsibilities ni nyinaa no ɔyɛ, he's playing his responsibilities as a father to the kids a Mr. Memfa papa no ne ho time, ne ho abufuo ɛmfa nka nkwadaa no ho. Sɛ papa no try sɛ play the responsibilities as a father to the kids a, allow the man to see his kids. Korra Obidi, wherever you are, it's my prayer that say one day there will be coexistence, and or there will be peace between you and your ex-husband, whether you will come together or not. My only prayer is say there will be peace between the two of you, so that there will be peace between your kids. Because when you continue like this kind of lifestyle, that this internet money has eaten up your brains, whereby your sister is putting in more fire, setting more fire ablaze into your marital issues, it is not going to end up well. Nancy, sister of Korra Obidi, I'm advising you, wherever you are, stay out of this. You've said enough. Stay out of this. Don't put in more fire. Please, for the sake of the kids, don't put in more fire. Please, if you want to earn more views, now people know that you are Korra Obidi's sister. Create your own content. Please, even if you talk about something else, Grana, you should be moderate. But the insult, the damage controls, all these kind of things, each and every blessed day, accusing Justin. Allow your sister to handle her ex-husband. Allow your sister to handle her ex-husband for the sake of the sanity of the kids. All that I'm saying, I'm not saying for Korra Obidi or Justin Deen. I am in favor of the kids. I was raised by a single mother, and I know the psychological trauma that I went through. Sometimes I remember certain things. I wish I never go through this kind of thing. It is not good. Very bad. A lot of things happened. I can't share it here, but I'm telling you, when there is breakup and the father and the mother becomes enemies, it affects the kids. Don't be enemies for the sake of the kids. Even if you have misunderstanding, please don't let the kids to know how bad you are. Don't insult your ex-husband in front of your kids. Don't insult your ex-wife in front of your kids. Whatever you say today, your kids are going to learn it, and one day they are going to apply it to their wives and their husband. Kids will learn from what we see. Shouting, shouting, shouting. June doesn't know what is going on. The only thing she sees is the action that you put on camera, shouting, screaming. Sometimes, do you know what comes into the mind? She asks herself, what is my mom trying to say? Why is my mom being like this? Why is mom shouting? She doesn't understand anything. A lot is going through the girl's mind. You try to make the girl happy, but she's not. Please allow the father. If the father loves divine, good morning. If the father still loves the kids, you see, when I saw Justin then with his girls, I was very happy. I was very, very happy because after he was prevented from getting close to his own children, I myself, I was very hurt. But I don't know the cause of it. I was very hurt. I saw a father who was very, very sad. But the last time I saw Justin with his kids, I saw some kind of happiness in him. And I saw June, how happy this girl was. June was very happy. Emotionally, psychologically, mentally, the girl was very happy. She should have been very sad when she was with the father, but this was not the case. She was rather happy to see the father. Have you noticed it? Please, when you break up, allow the kids to have their happiness. When you have your own problems, allow the kids to have their happiness. If you are not married, think about all these things before you get into marriage. I'm begging you. Gone are the days when something happens between married couples. Gone are the days when a man wants to marry a woman. He pays the bride price to the family of the lady. You see, it is not only the mother and the father that witnessed the marriage. We have other family members that witness the marriage. Sometimes someone is being given as a father, as a mother to the man from the lady's family, while someone is being given to the man from the lady's family as a mother and a father, aside the biological parents of both the man and the woman. No. They give another people to these couples as parents. You do know why? Because, and these people should be wise, should have knowledge about marriage. Why? Because when something happens, before it gets to the parents of the couples, it is already been settled by this second parent that has been given to the couples. But these days, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Couples get married today. They get married on Facebook. They get married on Instagram. The next day, they break up on Instagram, on Facebook. That is not how God created marriage. God never created marriage like this. Although marriage is not all that sweet as how we see it. So if you have another perception about marriage, you have your own motive about marriage, that you think um marriage is all that beautiful like this. No. But it shouldn't be an abusive marriage. We shouldn't abuse our partners in our homes. For that one, I disagree. But there are certain problems that when we get married, whether you like it or not, you are going to confront them. It is going to happen. But you are to be able to resolve them. The more the problems comes and you try, you allow yourself that I'm going to resolve it. I want to build my marriage. So we are going to give ourselves chance to resolve this issue so that there will be peace. The more you grow, the more matured you become. Please, Korra Obidi, wherever you are, my advice to you today: any problem that you have with your ex-husband, resolve it with him. Justin, then any problem that you have with Korra Obidi, resolve it with him. Forgive yourselves. Korra Obidi, wherever you are, forgive Justin Dean. Justin Dean, forgive Korra Obidi. Whatever she did to you, forgive her, because you have kids together. Even if you don't have kids together, you've slept with yourself before. You've had sex before. You know the nakedness of your wife, and your wife knows your nakedness. Because of this, your spirits are joined together. So you know yourself. Try to forgive yourself. Move on with your lives for the sake of the kids. Let peace reign. You can live a separate life, but there is peace between the two of you, so that Justin can visit you in your own house because of the kids, and you can take the kids to visit Justin whilst you are break up. It's beautiful. It's very beautiful. Love is patient. Love is forgiveness. Forgiving Justin then doesn't mean he deserves it, but because you deserve to be happy. Justin then forgiving Korra Obidi doesn't mean she deserves it, but because you deserve to be happy. And your kids deserve to be happy between the two of you. When there is peace, the fact that you've broke up, when there is peace, the two of you can be together, taking the kids out whilst that is co-parenting. It's beautiful. Don't allow your followers push you to destroy your kids. And my dear followers, don't advise Korra to prevent Justin Dean from seeing his own children, because when this happened, the kids are going to suffer. They are going to suffer psychologically. The absence of their father is going to affect them, especially June. Why? Because June and the father are well connected. For the newborn baby, she still doesn't, she only smells the scent of the father, right? But June knows her father very well. She had this connection. They have this connection. Whenever the connection is being broken, no, the girl spiritually, no, the girl gets sad. But because she doesn't know what she can't defend herself, you decide for the girl, she has nothing to say. You decide for her to go to the father or not. But emotionally, mentally, spiritually, no, she suffers a lot without seeing the father. If you have noticed it very well, the first day that the kids went, you sent the kids to see their father. June was very happy. Let this happiness continue to be like this and resolve your own marital issues outside the feelings of the kids. Please. And Nancy, sister of Korra Obidi, please take your mouth out of your sister's marital issue if you have nothing good to advise the two of them. If you don't have any idea, any knowledge to give it to these two couples for the sake of the kids, get out of this marital issue. Let them seek for a specialist to treat them. Cora need a specialist. Cora need a psychologist, as well as Justin Deen needs a psychologist to treat them so that they can take care of the kids. Money is not everything. Fatherly love and motherly love is much better than money. Haven't you see a poor man's kids or poor parents, a poor man who is very poor, but their kids are very happy, all because they are together, all because they can provide them emotional needs. You can choose to have all the money that you have in this life, but when psychologically, you don't have this kind of experience to give love to your kids, it can't resolve. You can choose to take your June to the park alone. She will feel happy, but when she comes home, still the father love is still there. She will feel, I wish my father was around. I have felt that before. I have felt that so many times before when I was a kid and I was living with only my mom, because the distance from where my mom is staying to another region of where my dad is staying is too far. So I felt the absence of my father a lot. I felt the absence. And my mom cannot take me there always. If we were to be in the same place, I could have visited my father every day. But this wasn't the case. From one region to another region, so far, I only started following up when after JSS. That one program, I can't stay with him as long as that because I was too attached to my mom. But all the same, I was feeling that fatherly love for my dad. I wish they were together. That is what is going on right now between Korra Obidi and Justin Deen. We should be very careful when we are handling family issue. We should be very careful when we are giving an advice to couples. Please, I am begging you, before you maltreat your wife, think about the children. Before you maltreat your husband, think about the kids. How they are feeling. Please. Yeah, Obrako Sapon, good morning, baby Obia. Mechiao pa. Mesre. Mo ama ware no. Mesre mo. For the sake of God. For the sake of the kids. So wo yire. When Mother's Day came, Mother's Day by I mean when say me be posting their mother, their wife, mother, their wife, mother, their wife. But that day, that Mother's Day ni drew ye no. Oh sorry anopa no. Were you able to hug your wife? Look through the eyes of your wife and tell her, Thank you for everything that you've done for me. Were you able to give a kiss to your wife? Were you able to kiss your wife on that Mother's Day? Minimobia ne mma mmiɛnsa wawo mu nyinaa no was through operation. Ye paaye no ansa na ɔwo nkɔla mmiɛnsa no nyinaa. Minimobia ɔbaa mi a ne mma mmiɛnsa a ɔwo mu nyinaa no ye paaye ɔmo. Ɛyɛ no operation ansa ɔnya nkɔla no. So this kind of a mother, no, she deserves love, more love from the husband for sacrificing her life for these babies, for the husband. This kind of woman, no, enise nikunu osini form. Nansho. Posting your wife on Facebook is not enough. Posting your husband on Facebook is not enough. When was the last time I hugged you passionately? When was the last time you hugged your wife passionately? Me pacho oba so share ba me. O hug you passionately. O hwe nanim say, I can say I love you. You are the best. When was the last time you said this to your wife? When was the last time you said this to your husband? Posting her is not love. Posting your partner, no, on Facebook doesn't mean you love her. Inside the house, how you treat them, no, shows that you love them. Let us learn from this so that there will be peace in our homes. Please, I'm begging you. Let us start to treat ourselves. A thought the beer. And Klano were your hosa for the 3 times in no. And Klano were your hosa. What I say, ye nya time and ma ye kunu ni ye yerenom. E to de bia. Mama ye nya time ma ye ho. Some week bi ankola na ma kwan no. Let the kids visit their grandmother, right? So that the two couples, we get time for yourself to resolve certain issues. I told the bia ma ankola na visit so mama kwan a mom visit my parents. Na mommy no both the man and the woman munya time am ho na munya mo ho aduro mo spend time together kakra mesre mo spend time together kakra mesre mo pa niema ekokosho no na meka am sami adma anadwo nkomo ochina Friday enya time a ye de beba Saturday nso nya time the same thing ye de beba OBGA series on subscribe to our channels na subscribe my mesre oba so ano wa share e de amaye na de onya bi ntien say you know system ne seems say people are more interested in niema ehia sen niema ehia we don't want to learn. We want to hear things that will create sickness into our system more than things that will heal us. That is why a lot of people are becoming more abusive, more radicals each and every blessed day. Ade be comfort na abo mo wanyini no. We are prevent ourselves from those kind of things, but rather we like to listen to things that will create sickness to us. Michelle Baswa OBGH YouTube channel no subscribe my if you hene my YouTube channel you can subscribe to it. Facebook subscribe to all our channels. Akko Radio we are affiliated to them. You can subscribe to their channels too. They have health programs, sports programs. Yeah, Obrako Sapon, Obra TV you can follow him on Facebook. And Nansu Kwachi you can follow him. Almost more boy druma at the boa breakum the mission bebre say most more boa ma breakum enya impuntu ewo breakum. I love you all. Mfamo emfa insia midin efia hene obi enso ena ye me chef ankasa OBGH nyamisha me robia me chia one na bushia medem besi ya na me adoma ochina Friday yebetimi ahia ewo anadwo nkomo. We are still going to talk about abusive marriage, abusive relationship because eguso a ekoso within the week in ye hu say tamale lady bi a ɔtɔn nsa ɔyɛ bar owner ɛkɔ sɛ ɔkɔ akɔkyea ne boyfriend ɔkɔɛ wamma biem ne boyfriend no akum no atwe ne mogya nneɛma bebree yɛakante sɛ lady baako nso ɛme sɛ Ashanti region side hɔ baabi sɛ hefa I forgot but on my page ɔno nso so bɛrima a ɔne no atena for so many years ɔne no awo mma ɛnan a bɛrima no nyɛ n'adwene sɛ ɔbɛyɛ ne ho adeɛ a ɔbaa no abusuafoɔ no atwe bɛrima no asɛ ɔnyɛ ɔbaa no ho adeɛ bɛrima no pɛ sɛ ɔbɛyɛ ne ho adeɛ na ɔbaa no saa adeɛ sɛ wontumi nyɛ me ho adeɛ dɛ mɛtwe me ho no bɛrima no akum ɔbaa no. So we are going to talk about all these things. Yɛwɔ science bi no wɔ hɔ na sɛ ɛsate sɛ ɛda adi ɛwɔ yɛn partners no mu a ɛyɛ danger science a we have to open our eyes to save our life and save our homes. Medin besia. Ciao.